Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Steven Universe.
Where did we even end?
We stopped talking about this after the
baseball game.
No, it was before that. Right whenever I want to say episode 3 is whenever we stopped with Lapis and Peridot. That was the last episode we talked about.
And then the rubies come down.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't actually talk about the baseball game.
No, we didn't. We didn't talk about it.
It's my favorite episode of season 3 so far.
Why?
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Friggin' Sapphire. I saw this as a possibility, but I'm surprised that this is actually the route we're taking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. They play a baseball game against a bunch of rubies.
Yeah.
For Peridot.
Yeah, it's
basically
such a sitcom plot.
Yeah.
But they make it work, and it
doesn't feel wasted.
No, it doesn't.
Also, everybody is there.
Yeah, everybody's out
We're
there.
missing a lot of people after that, is what I'm saying. Earl.
That's not my favorite episode of season 3. We'll get there.
Okay. Alright, so after the baseball game...
Yeah, Steven sends him to Neptune to look for Jasper, because that's
the plan he thought of first.
Yeah, he's just like, Neptune!
Also, it's the farthest away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah.
And it's also bigger than Earth. So
right, yeah.
They're
going to take a while.
Man, rubies are dumb.
Yeah, they are.
Oh
my god, they're dumb.
We got that episode, and then we got Steven Floats.
Oh, Steven Floats immediately after that?
Yeah.
They go home. Yeah. Steven's super happy about being back. He's super excited because the Big Donut's going to sell fresh baked donuts again.
Yeah.
After the accident.
I don't know.
Kate Micucci's in the show. What? I didn't even know that. I learned that last week. And so Steven develops this new power where he can regulate the speed at which he descends.
Yeah.
From the sky.
Yeah.
He can also control how fast he falls.
It's a great episode.
It's a great episode.
The comedy just seems to be on point with how just out there this concept. Not a whole lot.
Also,
happens.
Pearl is great.
All that happens in this episode is that Steven flies up really high in the air and then spends the entire episode trying to get down on the ground so he's
just falling the entire episode.
So he can get to the big donut.
Yeah.
But the jokes they tell are fantastic.
Yeah.
A power that was previously unknown to be, dang it.
Yeah. Them trying to throw in food and hitting a seagull.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, Pearl's reaction.
But it's also very heartfelt and kind of emotional because that's how Steven's powers work. And by association, that's how this freaking show works.
Yeah, I never got the line because whenever he's falling and he's like, I gotta think happy thoughts in order to fall. Because, of course, he does.
Yeah.
He's like, what makes me happy? Donuts? No, I'm not going to get any.
Yeah.
The beach? No, that's where I'm going to die. And he's like, Mom? Oh, those feelings are complicated. I never got that until I rewatched the show.
Oh, okay.
Because I never picked up on any of that stuff. I mean,
he drops Easter eggs everywhere.
I get the fact that he's like, I never got to know you. That was super sad.
Yeah.
In that one episode where he directly addresses it, but there's little moments.
Yeah.
Here and there, with the
human
line straight to video and the human beings.
Yeah.
Like Connie and her mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff, and I'm sitting there going, those emotions really are complicated, aren't they, Steven?
Yes, they are. Whew.
So
anyway,
but it's a good episode.
It's a good episode.
And then we got, what was after that? That was the Short Squad.
Shorty Squad? No.
Shorty Squad.
Shorty Squad was...
Oh, no. Before that was the Drop Beat Dad episode.
Oh, right.
Marty comes back into the picture.
And validates our theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, we knew. Yeah, we knew.
Yeah, it's so very... they don't try to hide it at all.
No, they don't.
It's kind of
but it was cool. Like, nobody ever thinks, this side character's going to get a plot.
Yeah.
But Sour Cream gets one. Buck got one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Jenny's going to get one, I think.
I think Jenny already got one. Did she not? Well,
no.
She's kind of gotten a couple. She's been more prominent in episodes.
She's with her family. It's not really her. It's
yeah, but then you also got Joyride, which is kind of all them. So
no, that's a Steven-focused episode. Just let him be a DJ.
Lars and the Cool Kids.
That wasn't about them either.
My point is she's been there.
They've done some crazy stuff, but yeah.
But
so Marty
got,
comes back and gives Greg $10 million.
Yeah. Wasn't sure how to feel about that, but we'll get back.
Wasn't sure what they were going to do with that.
We'll get back to it. So basically, Sour Cream meets his dad, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, the guy, Yellowtail, who's my stepdad, doesn't believe in me. Maybe you'll believe in me." And then he just uses him to sell this terrible cola.
Guac-cola.
Yeah, guac-cola. This is the worst thing.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible
They're not
idea.
even good on chips. Yeah. So they seem to be writing Ronaldo better, I think. Just because they're using him sparingly.
Yeah.
But I liked the episode quite a bit, especially the mama thing.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but I was like, cool. And then it was
very much a turning point for this character.
Yes, because we have to have that.
It also kind of explains why Onion doesn't talk.
Because this is a character-focused thing.
One of my favorite episodes. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that we get Mr. Greg. He's got all of this money and he doesn't know what to do with it.
So he just kind of takes Steven and Pearl to Paradise or to Empire City.
Yeah.
To kind of
Paradise City. That's the name of the game. Anyway,
I was gonna say Paradise Island, but that.
Oh, sorry.
But Empire City to kind of live in this hotel and just kind of spend as much money as possible. This is not where I thought this show was going to take this concept.
Right.
Because a lot of the time, whenever you have somebody like get into a
lump sum
of money, there's two ways that you can go. Well, there's really only one way that I've ever seen it done. All of a sudden people become rich assholes. And I really didn't want that to happen with Greg because I like Greg.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like Greg.
And it's super cliche to do that to him. They don't really do it. All they do is they have him spend a whole bunch of money.
At one time, yeah.
And they have a musical episode.
Yeah, it's a musical. This entire episode is a musical.
Yeah, there's like 5 songs in succession.
Yeah. Which is a lot for a half-hour show.
It's 11 minutes.
11-minute show.
Yeah.
And it's great. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, no. This is great.
It looks like a stage show.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, it doesn't look like your typical Steven Universe episode. Yeah. It looks like you could, put this on. You can't. I don't know.
But it looks that way. Yeah. I liked this one a lot. This is actually my favorite episode so far.
That one? Because it's good, but
it's just the way that it looks and also the story that's there. I found really good that they finally get to Pearl and Greg are stuck in a room together. Let's have them talk.
Let's have a conversation.
Because, of course, they have stuff to talk about that they haven't talked about in 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're cool now.
Number, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the Pearl solo number.
Yeah.
Man, that whole scene is fantastic.
That entire episode was built around that one scene.
Yeah.
And then
immediately after that, we get
the Shorty Squad.
Steven's song to them.
Oh, yeah.
Or when they actually talk things out. And I know that, it has to be her coming out, right? The Rose out of Steven, he's like, you both love me and I love both of you.
That's a super complicated question.
Yeah, I know, but it's something that I thought.
Having seen Joyride again,
especially since at the beginning of that episode, he's like, "It's gonna be you and me and Mom."
Yeah. Why did you have to do it that way, Steven?
Yeah.
That was.
But I think it's fantastic.
Shorty Squad is about Peridot. Is the best.
Yeah.
I love Peridot.
Well, yeah.
Peridot is so cool. She's so naively hilarious.
Yeah.
She unintentionally funny.
Yeah. It makes whenever they do the ring toss thing, she's like, "I didn't save her for this."
Yeah. Yes.
I love that.
I got your number.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
But so we got this episode, Shorty Squad. Steven takes Amethyst and Peridot to Funland so that they can have fun because they want to spend the day together.
Also, we needed Sinbad for another episode.
Yeah. It's no longer Sinbad, I found.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh.
They replaced him for some reason. I'm assuming because Sinbad has a rigorous work schedule.
I guess. Where you been? I've been working.
On what? Good Burger 2.
Yeah. Oh God. Anyway, 2006 will forever be the year that Jimmy Fallon put on a Good Burger sketch. Oh my God. Anyway. All right. So they go to the fun land and they want to ride this roller coaster, but Peridot can't go. None of them can go on it because they're all super short. And so Amethyst decides to shapeshift and make herself look older, and Steven stretches his legs.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then,
and then Peridot can't. She straight up can't shapeshift. She has no powers. None of the powers that...
she's one of the newer gems that doesn't have
that apparently don't have powers, which... Yeah. That is an interesting concept that they don't really go into.
Well, all
she says is the resources are dwindling on.
You got to think though, because I'd imagine that most of the crystal gems have powers, right?
You would think
so I would think that the reason that they don't have powers would be because of the fact that the rebellion even happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So we got that episode, and basically at the end of it, we find out the Peridot has.
Yeah, she has
telekinesis.
She can move stuff.
Yeah. With
the power of her mind.
Yeah. Which is cool. Super cool.
It is actually pretty cool.
I do like the instant parallel that they draw between Steven and Peridot.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
They don't really know what's going on, ever.
So, yeah. We got that episode, and then we have, what was after that? Nice Lars.
That is the Lars and Sadie episode, yeah.
Not every episode is the Lars and Sadie episode. Nice Lars.
Nice Lars is what it's called?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or the new Lars is what.
The new Lars.
Yeah. So this episode was super weird.
Oh my God, okay, so Steven is watching Sadie and Lars, just argue with each other.
And, I've been on Tumblr forever, and that's the first time I've heard that.
Really? Okay. They're arguing back and forth, and Steven's like, "Why don't you guys just can get it over with?" And and I was like, "Yeah."
He was like, "Yeah, why don't you just confess your love for each other? Because I know you guys." And
you remember that time we were locked on an island, you crazy bitch?
And Lars is like, "No way, that's not
how that's gonna work." Yeah,
it's not our relationship. And he's like, "Oh, come on." And then they go home, and then all of a sudden, Steven is dreaming of Lars or whatever.
Yeah, he's just asleep in his bed, and he sees Lars, and then all of a sudden, boom, shoots into Lars's consciousness, wakes up in Lars's body.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this went, and then all of a sudden,
I was like, "Oh my God, no!" I was like, the whole time.
Yeah.
He wakes up, he goes down to meet his parents. He's like, "Wow, you guys are super nice. Why is Lars such a jerk all the time?"
He never does say that, but
he does. He does call Lars a jerk, straight up.
When?
He says you don't have to act like a jerk. In his dream, I think is what happened.
Oh. I don't know.
Yes, he does.
But then he goes over to, the sour cream, the cool kids?
Yeah, he goes over to the Big Donut, and they're just kind of hanging out on the side of the building.
Yeah.
Buck and sour cream, and then Jenny comes up, and
yeah,
they really like hanging out with Steelars, and they're like, you come hang out with us. We're gonna go win a dance competition, and he's like, "There's somebody who needs me more," and I'm like, "Oh no." Yeah. This cannot go well. Then it didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't really. He goes up to Sadie's house, and Sadie the day before had asked Lars if he wanted to spend his day off with her watching movies at her place,
which he didn't do because
he said no. And then all of a sudden Steelars shows up there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, she's at first super pissed off, but then she's happy to see him there.
Yeah.
And then they watch this romantic horror film.
Yeah. They watch Twilight. That's basically what we're supposed to get from that.
Oh, is that what we were supposed to get?
I think it's called Fangs of Love.
It's a very subtle reference if that's supposed to be the case. I applaud this show if that's supposed to be the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they finished with the movie, and Steelars says that he loves Sadie.
Yeah.
And she like freaks out.
She throws him out.
Yeah.
And he's finally like, okay, I'm not actually Lars.
Yeah.
You know?
She's like, what?
Yeah. And then she goes, wait, if you're Lars, does that mean Lars is in your body? He goes, I don't know. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So they haul ass to the temple.
Yeah.
Getting trailed by everybody that they met that day.
Yeah.
And find Steven's just empty husk of a body lying on his bed.
Yeah.
Wake him up. Which, you know, snaps Lars back into reality.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how that episode went.
Yeah.
The episode ends with
it was
Sadie and Lars having some sort of reconciliation.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. This episode was kind of weird because I legitimately didn't know where they were going to go with it.
Yeah.
And so they kind of just do this. I thought it was going to be like a traditional body swap episode. It's not that at all.
No.
It's just Steven has the power to go into people's bodies, sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the first time this has happened, but it's something. Anyway, this show, dude. Anyway, okay, so the last episode that we need to talk about is, what's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Kevin.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. It's called Kevin.
Oh, is it called Kevin?
No!
Okay.
Hate that guy.
Yeah.
So Connie and Steven are hanging out with Greg at his car wash. And
yeah.
he starts detailing this car, and it's the guy from Together Alone, the guy Kevin who was dancing with them.
Yeah.
Being a real tool.
Alone Together.
And go. Wait, what was I say?
You said Together Alone.
Oh. Anyway, and Kevin's a real douche.
Yeah.
That's really. Oh my god.
Steven kind of gets super pissed off.
He goes to a really dark place.
Yeah, as soon as he sees that guy.
And it's been like hours, right? Like they're hanging out, and Connie's like, "Are you still mad about Kevin?" And Steven's just like, "Yes." He is so angry. Like, I thought that was Connie who was really pissed off.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I thought that was Connie's personality shining through at that particular moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought that was Connie.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I don't know. I just did the thing.
What?
There's somebody who speaks cat that understands perfectly what I just said.
Brock, do you understand what he says?
You don't speak cat.
He doesn't.
You're a bunny rabbit.
He doesn't understand what you're talking about. So they decide that they want revenge on Kevin.
Yeah.
So they are going to enter into a street race as Stefani. One of the creepiest lines I've ever heard is, "You're those two kids. Well, your whole two people in a beautiful trench coat act isn't going to work on me this time."
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, "What?"
They steal Greg's car, which he bought with the money that he has.
Yeah. Another great Ronaldo line where he's like, "You don't know the nitty."
Yeah. You don't know the power that you possess.
Yeah. It's great. And then they get into a street race. Before that happens, though, Greg tells him, just don't give him the satisfaction. He's not worth it.
Yeah.
And then they totally want revenge. And then he's like, "Oh, for somebody who doesn't like me, you're giving me a whole lot of attention."
Yeah.
And then they get super pissed off. And they go to this super dark place.
They do.
I'm not exactly sure what to take from the road, like, crumbling beneath them. And then all of a sudden, it's just, like, weird.
Yeah. I don't exactly know what was happening there.
Gem power.
Weird shit happens to Stefani.
Yes. But that's because there's two people, and one of them is also half alien?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is my feelings.
No. But
so
yes.
they're racing this dude. They have this like weird trip out moment where they just lose all consciousness. Yeah. And they unfuse. And they have this conversation where they're like, "Man, Dad was right."
Yeah.
Yeah. And they, fuse back together. They end up losing the race, but man,
they don't care.
They do not care. They just kind of walk away.
Yeah, and Kevin's super pissed off at the end of the episode. I thought it was a really interesting take because I don't think I've ever seen that on a cartoon before.
No.
But the idea is supposed to be just don't let people control you in that way. Just giving them even thinking about them is not worth it.
Yeah.
And wanting revenge is not worth it. You go down a bad road.
Which was the metaphor for the race there. Did you catch it?
Yeah, it was a metaphor.
Yeah.
So we got that was a surprisingly long discussion about.
Yeah. Sorry, we haven't talked about this show in a while, and then last week it exploded.
I have no idea why we didn't talk about it. I guess because.
No, it was because they hadn't aired in America yet.
Yeah.
We had seen these episodes previously.
Yeah. And so, and then all of a sudden, like, everything just kind of exploded after Ninjago wrapped up.
We got a lot of Ninjago stuff to do, and also a hot pepper movie review.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that done.
Which, I have a pepper now.
Yeah, you have the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
How'd that video turn out, by the way?
You want to see it?
I do want to see it.
It's pretty hilarious.
So I'll be watching this video. We might upload it. I'm not sure.
If it's a good quality, I don't know.
Yes. So this has been Nick.
The Power Chamber Podcast. I'm Andy. I'm Ice Chip Andy. And I'm Nick. A.K.A. Iron Man 1993. And may the Power Chamber protect you. There you go. You did it.